I'm Brian Shelton, and you're listening to Harper Talks, a co-production of Harper College Alumni Relations and Harper Radio. Today on Harper Talks, I'm excited to speak with Phyllis Higgins, a 2010 Harper College graduate. After Harper College, Phyllis attended National Louis University, where she completed a BS in management, and she's currently the apprentice talent navigator for Zurich Insurance. She joined me in the podcast studio in Building D. Thanks for being here. How are you?
I'm good, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's kind of a gloomy day outside, looking outside the window of the podcast studio, which is an advantage we have. We don't have one at the radio station. So,
yes.
yeah. I was going through your profile and looking at your experience. And of course, I want to talk to you about your time at Harper and your time at the different schools and what you do for work and everything. But I was really impressed. You are a sergeant in the United States Army. You're a veteran.
Yes, I'm a veteran, served my country, and spent a little time overseas in Saudi Arabia, Desert Storm, and grateful for the opportunity. Have lifelong friends as a result of that.
Yeah. What brought you to the military?
I fell for the commercials. Travel, see the world.
Did you travel and see the world?
I did a little bit, but that wasn't my version of it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what really, honestly, what made me join the military, and I'm glad I did, though.
Yeah. What did you do while you were in the military? What was your job?
I was trained as transportation, but I I trained as communications. I'm sorry, and ended up in a transportation unit. So typical of the military, they do that a lot. They train you in one thing.
And then have you do something else.
Have you do something else. So I made sure whatever had to move from point A to point B got there other than people.
Okay. And where were you deployed? You said you were deployed?
I was deployed to Saudi Arabia during Desert Storm.
What was that
Served
like?
6 months over there. Very hot. 120 average temperature. Different culture from what we're used to in the United States. And at that time, women could not even drive there. So very different country.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you, I don't know how to ask this. Did you get to enjoy yourself at all while you were there?
I did. We had a little off time.
Yeah.
We had some downtime a few times. Got to go into the city and eat at restaurants that were imitations of American restaurants. Okay. And then even there, you had to sit on one side of the restaurant if you were female versus male.
Oh, wow.
You could not drive as a female either.
Cultural shock for you. Yeah.
Certain clothing, you couldn't wear V-neck T-shirt. So
okay.
Definitely different, but good experience.
A good experience, yeah. Okay. So how did you wind up here at Harper College as a student?
Well, I was working full time, had been working from a young age in corporate America, and was talking to a friend of mine who I always, would vent with, and telling her, say, hey, I'm just so tired of training people to do this, and I can do that job, but they won't let me get the position because I don't have that silly piece of paper, you know. And she let me vent that day I was really angry about something. And so I vented for a unusually long time, should I say. And she just said, well, what are you going to do about it? You've been complaining about this for years, so you know what you have to do. Either you go to school and get your degree or stop complaining about it.
Okay.
And I said, oh, okay. She had never just said it like that.
Right.
So I said, okay. So I thought about it for a few days, looked into Harper, and I'm like, how I'm going to do this, go to school. And then I put it to the side again. And then I happened to be talking to another friend, and she said, they got this fast track program at Harper College. And I'm like, what's that about? And she said, you have to be 25 and older. And I'm like, oh, got my attention then.
Okay.
Because, I was in my 20s and, didn't want later 20s, and I didn't want to go to school with a bunch of 18-year-olds.
Sure.
And so I saw it as an opportunity, went to the information session and signed up and started that journey.
That's really cool. And what a good friend to force you into doing something, right?
Yes,
Stop
indeed.
complaining. Let's go do this.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Tough love.
Tough love is what's needed sometimes. So tell me about the fast track program. I think I have taught in the fast track program. I taught at least once over there. It's a little bit different, right? Because a lot of it now is online, but when you took it, almost all of it was not necessarily on the main campus. Talk about that.
Right. So it was over on the center on Golf Road, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And you go over there and, you taking classes in a cohort type fashion. So you all going through the same classes together. And which is good. It, helps you build those relationships, that network, and you just knock them out. And it was a good experience because everybody was similar to me, either had families or working full-time jobs, and trying to figure out what their next step in life was going to be.
Yeah. So, are you still in contact with any of the folks that you went and
One
did
of them
classes
I'm
with?
still
Yeah.
friends with. We
Yeah.
actually end up, yes, we're still good friends. We actually end up in the same college for our bachelor. So
Okay. And so were you on main campus at all during that time? Or?
some of the classes, but most of them were on Golf Road.
Okay. Yeah. So you didn't really get to take part in campus life while you were.
How
while
could
you were
I? I
doing
was
it,
working
right?
full time. No, I just didn't have the time and
Yeah.
capacity for that.
Yeah, yeah, it's a completely different perspective, right?
Yes.
It's I'm gonna get this done, and this is what I've got to do, and I'm gonna focus. I like that. That's one of the
Absolutely.
things I like about the fast track
Yes.
program, right? It's heavily focused, and people are they're on a mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you knew what class was coming next.
Mhm.
So you had your whole syllabus for what the classes were going to be, how
Yeah.
long they were going to be. So you could work your family life around that.
Mm-hmm. And what'd you do after Harper? You went to National Louis, yeah?
Yes, I went to National Louis University in Wheeling, and I took a few classes at that particular location. And then the last year, I would say, all of my classes were downtown, which was
Okay.
brutal.
Oh yeah, yeah. The commute, yeah.
Get off at 5 o'clock, try to get to a 6 o'clock class, 6:30 class.
Oh,
So had no time to play around and miss a connection on the train.
yeah,
Tried the train route for a while, and that started being, it backfired. Let me put it that way in my face,
Yeah.
like trying to miss the train at night.
mm-hmm.
After I had a question with my professor, then I'm like, oh, I got to get to the train, and then train's pulling off.
Yeah. And then you're stuck.
So I started driving.
Yeah. Oh, but the drive.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, I feel you.
Yes.
I feel you. That's
But
awful.
you do what you have to do
Yeah. Yeah.
to
So
make it happen.
what was your degree there? What did you study?
Studied management there, so
Okay.
took a lot of classes there, and that was a good experience as well.
Mhm.
Had a cohort as well there, and built good relationships from that as well.
Yeah. Do you feel like Harper prepared you for that?
Harper definitely prepared me because I hadn't been to school in a while, so
Yeah.
that studying mode, getting in the groove of when to do homework and blocking time off. I had to do that first. I would have not been successful, I don't believe, if I had not done Harper first.
Yeah, you learned how to study.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is a problem that a lot of students have.
I've heard that.
I'm seeing it a lot right now. Yeah. And following through. Do you take notes? Did you take notes when you were a student?
Yes, and I
Students
still
don't
do.
take notes now.
I'm still a notebook
Me
kind of
too.
person. I because something about writing it down,
Mhm.
seeing it helps me to study it.
Yeah. I was in class the other day. I'm like, you're supposed to be writing things down, right? And they were just looking at me like, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? Yeah. So that's funny. So tell me what you're doing now. You are at Zurich Insurance, which has this beautiful building over here
Yes.
in Schaumburg that I admire every time I go past it there. Tell me what you're doing there.
So I'm an apprenticeship talent navigator. I know that's a mouthful.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Basically, it means I do the marketing and sourcing for our apprenticeship program. Apprenticeship program has been around since 2016, but I've only been there for 3 years.
Mhm.
And I look for opportunities to market the program.
Okay.
Zurich is not as well known as some other companies.
Mhm.
People see the beautiful building, like you say, but they don't really know what we do.
Right.
We're a commercial global insurance company, been around 150 plus years. And we insure many of the businesses you use each and every day.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know about the apprenticeship program because I work here, but would you tell folks, because I think that Zurich is really unique in what they do. Would you
Yes.
tell us about that?
Yes, our apprenticeship program is an earn and learn program.
Mhm.
It's a 2-year apprenticeship program where you take classes in business, major in business. We pay for your books, tuition, and fees. You go to school 2 days a week. You work for us 3 days a week, and you get paid for 40 hours. I mean, that's like a really good deal.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
How many people are enrolled in that? How many people do you take
It
a year?
varies every year.
Yeah.
We're hiring right now for our next year for our 2026 cohort. And so it can vary from 60 to 30, all depending on the business unit need.
Okay. And is this something that Zurich does globally, and then they brought it here when they're
Yes, the models, we got the model from our parent company in Switzerland,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of tweaked it for the United States. And we were one of the first in the United States to do a business apprenticeship program.
Okay.
Because why should manufacturing people and trades have all the fun?
That's right. That's right. Well, it is really unique in
Right.
that perspective because it normally is something along those lines,
Correct.
right? And so doing a business program. And now, what is the I guess, what is the upward mobility within the company? Once you're an apprentice, you're working, well, you're already working full time for the company, but by just having your associate's degree, are you able to continue on in the company, work your way
Yes.
up, or do they expect you to also go on and get a bachelor's degree?
It's totally up to you. Once you
Yeah.
get your associate's degree, you can choose to continue and get your bachelor's degree if you choose to do that. We partner with another school to do that. Or you can go to a brick and mortar school
Mhm.
and continue with tuition reimbursement. Or we also have some grants that we give out to apprentices. But they're full-time students when they're apprentice. But then once they finish, they're a full-time employee.
Yeah. What a neat thing.
Yes.
It's so neat.
I mean, work 3 days a week, go
Yeah.
to school 2 days a week and get paid for 40 hours.
Yeah, it's a good deal. You see, you got a good sell right there. You can't see her, but she's got her marketing face on, and I like it. Yeah. How did you get into that job? How did that happen for you?
A friend of mine told me I was starting to explore opportunities when I was at my prior employer. And a friend told me about this opportunity was coming up. And I looked at it and said, oh, this has my name written all over it.
Mhm.
This is what I like to do. I like to help people. I like to inform people. And I was sort of doing somewhat similar work with career fairs in my prior employer. So it just all my skills just transferred here.
That's fantastic.
And then I got to use my marketing background, which is where I started with associates.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I can tell just from talking to you and seeing your face light up when you talk about it that you love what you do
I
and
do.
that you love working with people and helping them.
I
So,
do.
Yeah.
And I look at it this way, that hey, if I could do it, and I was an older student, let me put it that way, when I did this journey, and I had a family and teenage kids who trying to get away with stuff at the same time. If I could do this, then anybody can do it. No excuses.
Yeah, teenage kids.
You're right.
Yeah. What are you excited about in work or play or family? What's going on with you?
I'm
Anything?
excited about work. I'm excited about getting this cohort filled with the help of the recruiter for next year. We have some new locations like Matlin, Florida. It's not just limited to Illinois. So we have some new locations, which I'm excited about exploring. Companies to reach out to, organizations to reach out to, CBOs, community-based organizations, and so forth. And just the marketing program. And next year will be our 10th anniversary. So that's very exciting.
That's really great. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Well, how many people have gone? Maybe you don't know. How many apprentices have there been since it's been? I'm putting you on the spot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure of that number, but I know there are over 300, between 300 and 400 that have gone through the program.
Wow.
And we have an 82% retention rate. So most of the people are successful.
That's amazing. That's just a huge number of people and such a cool program. Because, like you said, why should it just be the fun of the the machining and the engineering and all those things? It's a different program. So I think that's really, really neat.
And the program is also, if you think about it, it's not age bias as well, because you can be 17 in your senior year applying to this. So just like you apply to college in your senior year, you can apply to this program as well. And also you can be a veteran, getting out the military and do this program. You can be in your 30s, you can be in your 20s, you can be in your 40s.
Yeah.
We've had some successful people who are older who are doing this program.
That's fantastic. That is a really cool thing. I ask everybody who comes in here to talk to us from the alumni to ask us what advice they would give to Harper College students. What advice would you give to Harper students?
My advice is just do it. I know that's a Nike slogan, but just do it. If you're thinking about it, procrastinating about it, if it's something that you want to do it. Just don't sit and do nothing. I mean, you have to move forward in your life. And at some point, unless you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have that piece of paper if you want to keep moving up. Rarely do you see people who move up without it.
Yeah. It's a box that has to be checked.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And why let that be the box that puts you in a box?
Right. Which is a lesson you learned the hard way, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of smart people out here, and not everybody is college material. I know that. But if you want to move up and you want to work in corporate, you most likely will need that.
You need that piece of paper to make it
Yes.
happen. Well, thank you so much. It was so much fun talking to you.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
It's really great. Phyllis Higgins is a Harper College graduate and a U.S. Army veteran. If you're enjoying Harper Talks, please subscribe. And while you're at it, rate and review us so that others might find us. Harper Talks is a co-production of Harper College Alumni Relations and Harper Radio. Our show is produced by Shannon Hines. This episode was edited by Kobe Pozo. Our online content producer is Blue Bailey. Our theme music was created by Aiden Cashman. I'm Brian Shelton. Thanks for listening.